Mr. Khemka, Mr. Sabat, Ms. Raheja, Mrs. Ishwaran, and Ms. Lushansky to kindly come forward and light the lamp.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shubham karoti kalyanam Arogyam dhanasampada Shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepajyotir namostute. Shubham karoti kalyanam Arogyam dhanasampada Shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepajyotir namostute. Shubham karoti kalyanam Arogyam dhanasampada Shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepajyotir namostute. Deepajyotir parabrahma Deepajyotir.
Thank you, everybody. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Dinu Raheja, Executive Director, Lead at the Global Education and Leadership Foundation, JA India, to the stage to welcome all our guests today.
Thank you and good afternoon, and I hope everyone's having a great time. Yes or no? Can I hear it from you? Oh, if you enjoyed the chicken and had lunch, that's not a big shout at all. Let's hear it from everyone. Give it up, everyone. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Students, senior leaders, chaperones, observers, teachers, and of course our esteemed guests to have joined us for today's inauguration ceremony for the 2023 JA Asia Pacific Company of the Year competition hosted by TGAF India. You don't know how happy we are and how delighted we are to have all of you here to make sure that all of you all have fun, to be a part of this amazing competition. We are completely privileged to have people from all over the world to have joined you for today's session. We have esteemed guests who have flown in specially from Paris and New Zealand. And of course, not to mention our chairperson, who has carved out time. He landed today morning and he's whizzing off tonight. But he just had to be here to be with all of you, and he's gone around and met all of you all individually. So students, this Company of the Year competition is not just a culmination of the hard work that all of you all have put in the year or more than 1 year, but it's also about making friends. It's also about an experience. And we hope that while you are in India, we are able to give you a little glimpse into the Indian culture, into the Indian ways of life, and an experience that you will take back as memories that you will cherish as you move on with you. So all the best, enjoy your time, give it your best in the competition for the next 2 days. And of course, when you do best, the results are always good. And of course, and lastly, but most importantly, have fun, make friends, and enjoy your time. Thank you so much and welcome to India.
Thank you, Dinu ma'am, for those words. I would now like to play a small video message from Ashish Advani, who unfortunately couldn't join us today in person. He is the President and CEO of JA Worldwide, one of the largest social impact networks in the world dedicated to preparing the youth for employment and entrepreneurship. JA serves over 12 million young people per year in 115 countries, delivering hands-on experiential learning programs in financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship education, reaching over 15 million students.
Hi, my name is Ashish Advani. I'm the CEO of JA Worldwide. Junior Achievement now operates in over 100 countries and delivers over 15 million student learning experiences per year. In fact, over 500,000 young people have gone through a similar experience, a similar entrepreneurial experience in school that you've just gone through. Congratulations and welcome to the JA Asia Pacific Company of the Year competition. I wish I could be with you in person. I'm here in Boston, which is the headquarters of Junior Achievement globally. When I was young, I went through the same entrepreneurial experience that you've gone through, and it helped change my life. It helped me think of myself, upon reflection, as an economic agent of change, somebody who could be a job creator, an entrepreneur, somebody who could create a job for myself and for others. And I hope that it does the same for you. It may not happen right away, but as you reflect upon the experience you've gone through, and as you get older, this experience of developing communication skills and leadership skills, and learning about the basics of finance and entrepreneurship, will allow you to have the confidence to be able to create a job for yourself and for others. And the world needs more job creators. Congratulations again, and thank you so much to my colleagues. Thank you to T-Galp, JA India, thank you Binu, thank you to JA Asia Pacific, Maziar, and the whole team that's worked behind the scenes to make this event possible. And thank you to all the JA leaders, chaperones, teachers, staff, board members, volunteers, sponsors who've come together to be able to deliver the set of experiences that has allowed you to get to where you are.
That goes as follows, that, the whole family is sitting with the patriarch of the family who has spent his whole life as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, has done very well in lots of different things, and he's sitting there and suddenly he's been, the clouds part, and he's such a senior person that the angels appear in front of him and say, what do you want? Anything you want, we're willing to give you. And they say, we can give you wealth, a lot of money. We can give you a lot of power. We can give you enlightenment. Which one do you want? And so this man thinks about it. He says, look, I've spent my whole life, I've made some money, that's fine. I've created businesses, that's fine. Maybe this enlightenment thing is the thing maybe I should really ask for. Businesses, how to create wealth, all of those things are good, and I'm supportive of them. But I really want to talk about something which I think is much more important, which is the internal journey, the journey inside ourselves, the journey of getting to know ourselves, because that is the real wealth. And that journey was catalogued and taught by many ancient masters in all the countries we come from. In each of the countries we come from, we will find ancient wisdom buried in our traditions. And so I urge all of you young people, if you really want to be junior achievers, then the greatest achievement will be for you to excavate that ancient wisdom and modernize it and bring it out to the world in what you do. That's really what it's going to take. And the world needs it. We look at the world today, climate, we are destroying the planet. I was just in Antarctica. I spent 10 days in Antarctica in January this year on a boat. And we went to places where before there used to be ice sheet. Now the ice sheet has melted. And it's like lots of icebergs floating around and you can sail through it. And we got to beaches that used to be covered with ice and now they're gravel. And huge colonies of penguins have left. Whales colonies have disappeared, etc., etc., etc. And we, with our lack of wisdom and our search for individual material growth, have actually been very blind and have not been able to balance our growth carefully. And unfortunately, we adults have not done a good job for you, for your generation. And all of you need to, I think, really think about conscious capitalism. Entrepreneurship that is conscious and wise and is imbued with a real vision of sustainability. Some people say, let's go to Mars. But Mars is a very inhospitable planet. Why would we go to Mars when we have a beautiful planet here, which we should look after, instead of putting all our energy to try and go to Mars? It doesn't make any sense. So I think all of you, really, you have to lead. The important thing is to take leadership and do what needs to be done. And you can. I really believe, in India, we got our young students to organize something some years ago called Global Citizen India. And, and Devika is here. She was one of the organizers. Shivish is here. He was one of the organizers. And just some young people in their 20s, below the age of 25, organized a concert in India, Global Citizen India, where we got Coldplay, Jay-Z to come to India. And they raised $6.4 billion for water sanitation, hygiene, gender equality, and education, those three things. So I think there's a lot that young people can do. And so don't think of yourselves as junior, think of yourselves as senior achievement, and you all can do what needs to be done. But the key is the journey of internal work. How do you do that? And as I said, each of our traditions have great pieces of that tradition inside it. I do Aikido. I started doing Aikido when I was 13 years old, 12 years old. And it's a font of wisdom. It's not about the martial art itself. It's about the wisdom below the martial art. How do you deal with conflict? How do you deal with yourself? How do you understand yourself better? These are the really important things and the really important achievements that we have in our lives. So I'm going to take a few minutes and we're going to meditate together. And so I'd ask everyone to close their eyes. We're going to go through a small meditation. Let's all close our eyes. Breathe deeply. 3 deep breaths. We start off with gratitude. We are grateful for everything that we have. The fact that we are alive is a gift. These incredible bodies, brains, minds, intellects that we've been given is a gift. All the people that have got us to this point, it's been a gift. Think of all the generations which were responsible for their survival, their food, their educations, health, to get you here. And then all your friends, your teachers who've supported you through all these journeys, your parents, of course, your mother, your father. And so and we have gratitude to the next piece of this, which is the present moment. What takes us away from the present moment is thoughts about the future. I'm hungry. I want a piece of chocolate. This is so boring. I want to leave. When am I going to make my speech? Etc. Those are things in the future. Let them go. Think of all your energy being pulled through your whole body up to the top of your head and being held above your head. All the energy, like a sun, being pulled through your body, through every single cell in your body, through your breath, all the way to the top of your head, and resting there. perfect like a sun above your head. And the other thing that takes us away from the present moment is the past, falling backwards into the past and saying, oh my God, why did she do that? Why did he do that? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I should have done this. I should have done that, etc. And all of that is not helpful either, because it takes you away from this present moment. So let us be present and still. And now imagine that we are under a waterfall, and that waterfall is washing away any residual thoughts we have. Any thoughts about, I'm tired, I'm happy, I'm sad. All residual thoughts get washed away with that waterfall and that sun of light, the ray that's coming through you and making you so present. And in that moment we're content. We're totally content. And that contentment is a reflection of being present. Because if you are truly present in this moment of life, you cannot be anything but content. It's only the past and the future that make us discontent. The present moment, just our breath, just being alive in this moment makes us totally content. Let's just enjoy that contentment and that presence. And whatever urges us to leave that position of contentment, let us resist it. And now let us watch us sitting like this. And the truth is, we don't need anything. We don't have to do anything. We are full. We are fully full in that present moment. Because we are alive and our consciousness is full. And just watch ourselves sitting in that moment of contentment and realize that we can watch ourselves and create a little distance between ourselves and the state of consciousness and contentment that we are. And if we've done this, what arises in us is not only contentment, but also a sense of self-pride. Wow, look at us sitting in the present moment. We are so content. And that self-pride can grow into a big tree of pride. And that pride takes us away from humility, which takes us away from our current state of contentment and joy. And so let us realize that everything we are and that gratitude is because of the divine energy, whatever we call the divine energy in our different cultures or religions or traditions or whatever we believe in, that's fine. Because as someone once said to me, a fish can call the water anything it likes, but it cannot survive without the water it swims in. So once we've done this and we're present, we just watch our breath very gently. And this breath that we take for granted all the time, this breath has been breathing continuously without us telling it to since we were born. And let's just be grateful for our breath. Let us just watch that breath come in and out. We can feel that breath on our nostrils as it comes in, as it goes out, as it comes in, as it goes out. It has its own pace. And as that breath comes in, something else comes with it. Because when breath stops, our life stops. So with breath comes the energy of our life, that life energy. And that life energy has many forms. Those forms are the form of what makes us stable, what makes us calm, and that's the presence, the present moment. But what pulls us away from that is desire. And that desire, making that energy calm, that our desires become for the good of everyone else. And if you have a desire that is for everyone, then that desire doesn't pull you away from your state of joy and happiness. It's only when the desire becomes very self-oriented that you start getting pulled away from your moment of your place of joy and happiness. And then there's the will, the energy of the will. And that will, again, if it's willful, I want this, I want that, again, it pulls us away. But if that will is, I want to serve others, then the will is stable, and that energy keeps you in balance. And the lake of your mind has no waves on it. Everything is calm. As you go from that, there's the energy of love. All of us have an energy of love. We felt it with our mothers, fathers, with our parents, our grandparents, our dogs. That energy of love, again, even though we don't think of this often, the energy of love can be very destabilizing if the energy of love becomes selfish. But if the energy of love is a love for all beings, for all life, for all creatures, for all things around us, then that's a very stable energy and doesn't pull us apart. The next energy is the energy of relationships. And again, our relationships in life are so important. Our friends, our teachers, our parents. And again, that energy pulls us in all directions. And again, if that energy is watched, and if we let that energy flow through us, and our love expand like the ocean to all beings from the small circle of our friends and our parents and our families, then we don't get destabilized. As a very wise teacher said to me, if there's a bucket and you throw stones in it, the water in the bucket keeps splashing out. And you want to stop the stones falling into the bucket. But the stones will keep falling. So instead of the bucket, think of the bucket becoming an ocean. And if the bucket becomes an ocean, then those stones that fall into the ocean don't disturb the ocean at all. And so if our love heart can become oceanic in its size, then there's nothing that will disturb us. And the great saints and the great leaders and the great spiritual teachers and the people that have really loved and that we've known as deeply loving beings have been oceanic in their heart of love. Then we go to our intellect, the energy of our intellect. We can use that intellect to make things good or bad. We can make the intellect serve, or we can make the intellect destroy. We can help, or we can create things that cause harm. And so again, that energy needs to be controlled. And then there's the energy of our intuition. We often feel things, the subconscious energies that flow, which are very difficult to understand and control. And again, one needs to understand those energies. And then beyond that, we go to the connection with the whole world. And in this present moment, when you are truly present, you feel connected to the whole world. And as you feel connected to the whole world, you feel connected to all the energies of others. And as you feel connected to everyone else, you realize that actually we are all connected, deeply connected. As John Donne said, no man is an island. And then it's very difficult for us to think badly of someone, to want to hurt someone, to do other things. We become deeply connected to everyone else. So let us stay in our presence as we see this, that sunlight ray going to the bottom of the lake completely calm. And let's try and keep that state of joy and peace and stability with us as we move through our days and our work. And let us come back to gratitude and be grateful that we're all together. We're all sharing this important moment, and we're sharing it with friends from all over the world who've taken their time, which is so precious, to come and be with us. And we ask the divine energy to support the work we do so that we can be of service to this world. Gently open your eyes. Thank you all very much, and I really wish you great luck in the next 3 days, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful experience. Thank you.
I just woke up from a soulful nap. So it was really great. And I do like to point out that we should take a few moments every now and then to actually appreciate the present and express gratitude. It's not said enough, and one should practice it every now and then. On that note, I would now like to present our talented and inspiring young entrepreneurs amidst us, and we would like to do that by showing you another self-introductory video, and please have a look at the screen. Thank you.
Namaste. I'm Rava Joshi. My name is Sharon. My name is Marison Yopa. My name is Laura Sapita. My name is Nisha. My name is Vivek Salamat. I am Tanya Chaudhary. Mabuhay. My name is Katin Kumpan.
My name's Jeevan.
My name is Dishaka Puja. My name is Namaste Swan. My name is Shiwana Gulaila. My name is Nashia. My name is Sanya. My name is Danas. My name is Neha. My name is Yosefyati. I am the president of commercial ops company from Indonesia. I'm the marketing director of North Singapore.
I'm the assistant architecture of Pandemic International.
I am the executive vice president.
I am the managing director of Class.
I'm the CEO of Salesforce. I'm the COO of Salesforce. I'm the vice president of public relations of Salesforce Singapore. I'm the public relations accountant from Thailand. I'm the vice president of public relations of Sunset from Singapore. The chief finance officer of Yogi. I am the executive vice president of the finance department of Kaliasco. I'm the company secretary of Dynamic Enterprise for Malaysia. I am the company secretary of Kaliasco. Sales director of Dynamic Games. The company secretary of Yogi. I'm the president director of Singapore from Indonesia. We are JA. 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 And we are JA. 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 We are JA.
Thank you. I hope you all know each other a little bit better now. So as we move forward with the ceremony, I would like now to invite Mr. Mazia Sabit to the stage. Before joining as President and CEO of JA Asia Pacific, Mr. Sabit was President and CEO of Bakeley Asia, a global pioneer in fundraising council. Mr. Sabit also holds an MBA from INSEAD and has also studied at Georgetown University in the United States, Lander University in Switzerland, and Simon Fraser University in Canada. He has served in a range of senior leadership positions in education and philanthropy and has extensive expertise in Asia. Mr. Sabit has lived in Hong Kong since 2013 and currently resides in Singapore. A big round of applause for Mr. Sabit.
Good afternoon. How are you holding up? Is this the lunchtime nap session? No? Well, let me just say a huge welcome to all of you, all of the 2023 COYC participants. We're so proud of all that you have done so far. We're so delighted to host you here. I'm so pleased with our gracious hosts, T-Galf, JA India, who have really flourished us with hospitality. There's going to be some proper thank yous. You're going to have the misfortune of hearing from me again later on this week. But for today, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts and just give you an overview of what this celebration is about. So this is an annual celebration, and it's the largest region in the world, obviously, right, in terms of population. But if I was to ask you how many youth between the ages of 14 and 25 live in Asia, what would you think is the right number? Any ideas? Feel free to shout out a number. 2 billion. Well, the actual number is 750 million, right? But I think Shiv is counting youth liberally, or defining youth very liberally. Yes, true. So if you count the young at heart, but this is by far more than any other region in the world. And so there is so much capacity here. I was listening to Shiv, and what I was thinking about is how education of the knowledges alone is not sufficient to help the world progress. So at JA, we're in the business of empowerment, right? What does that mean? Does that mean teaching financial literacy, teaching entrepreneurship skills, teaching project management skills? Not that any of this is not important. It's absolutely important. In fact, they're critical for financial inclusion, which is critical for bridging the gap between rich and poor, which probably after the environment that Shiv reminded us is the largest existential threat facing us. I wanted to jump into, Shiv, you brought up this concept of the environment and you tied it with ancient wisdom. It reminds me of something that I read that was on the side of a wall of a building. And it said, short sentence, it said, man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. And anything he does to the web, he does to himself. This was written by Chief Seattle in the year 1854. We think we've discovered environmental protectionism today and the importance of it. These wisdoms are there. And I love the fact that we're looking at these young people with this energy and this modernity and reminding them that their job is to also try to find the connection through the ages. So empowerment doesn't just mean education in the knowledge sense, but it means values-based education. It means virtues-based education. If you think about it, science alone can be a dangerous thing if you don't have the values to back up the knowledge you've acquired. Religion can be a source for peace, tranquility, love, unity, or segregation, hatred, war, violence. So what we want to encourage you is to look at the empowerment of youth that we talk about as a holistic thing, right? We're not just in the business of knowledge-based education. And we're not just in the business of individual education. There's three protagonists that need to be addressed. One is the individual. The second is the collective, the community of individuals. And the third are the institutions that serve and govern these communities. It's easy to see the impact on an individual level at an event like this. I'm starting to see the impact at a community level. What's going to happen is you're going to feel like leaders in the broader sense. You're going to take this back. It might start in the homes. It'll happen with friends. It'll happen in schools, etc. But the third thing, and I do think that the older generation has left you with some challenges. And one of them are failing institutions. Well, we also want you to feel like you are empowered to be active protagonists to bring about positive change, right? And so when you see the individual, the community as a collective, and the institutions working together, will we see positive change? And so I want this to be sort of top of mind when we talk about the various things that we're talking about here today. By the way, I want to digress for a second because I was very grateful. I don't know if you were paying attention to Nikhil and Kalyan's speech. Are they here? Are you in the back somewhere? Yeah, I see them both. Now, I thought they gave a fantastic overview of project management, of risk assessment, shareholder analysis, but I don't know if you understood the free services that they were getting from you. So first of all, Nick asked you to draw a dream house, right? He actually asked you to draw a house, any house, but behind him it said, draw your dream house. Did you notice that? Then he looked at all the pictures of your dream house, and he decided that he liked some of the ideas, but he decided to add some features. Did you notice that? So he added 4 windows, a carport. I think he wanted 2 palm trees. Later on, you regretted not telling everybody where to put the palm trees. So, this came and went. And then Kalyan comes, and one of the first slides he shows is of a building being erected. And what was the first thing he asked us? Do you remember? He said, what are the scope and details when we want to erect a building? These two were getting free architectural and engineering advice from us. They're going to build a house, but we're still very grateful for the lessons you gave us. Thank you. All right, so all joking aside, let me just pass along some very special greetings. First of all, you heard about a serious typhoon in Guam. It's devastated the country and has damaged the airport. There's a bit of a hole in my heart because the Guam team was supposed to be here today. I want to send a very special message from all of us that we miss them, and also our participants from Hong Kong, SAR, as well as from mainland China, had difficulty with travel restrictions and also weren't unable to come. And I want to share the same sentiments towards them as well, and hopefully in future years this won't be an issue. But I will be sure that we do some sort of gesture of appreciation for their efforts. They went to all the same preparation as everybody here did, but just couldn't make the trip. All right. So I want to just thank some people. First of all, if we look at the T-Golf JA India team, Dinu, who has been a gracious host. I haven't seen her sit down in a few days, including now. No. I want to also thank my colleague at the AP Rock, Aruni Narula, who is bandaged up as a result of not sitting down. Thank God she's sitting now. I want to, just really acknowledge the support of PMIF, right? Now, you all met Anka. I think I've seen that many of you have had an opportunity to interact with her. Do you know that in addition to being on the board of PMIF, she serves in the Ministry of Education in New Zealand? She's actually got a real job, too. She's a very busy person, and she's gone out of her way to come here. So the support that we get from PMIF, there's some funding support that allows us to, do the things the way we want to do it. But I want to say equally importantly is the passion, the compassion, and the presence that you show us. This is an example. This is the example of leadership. This is people who have succeeded in life and want to take whatever extra time they have to give back, to mentor, to pass along. And I need to say something about Shiv here. I'm sorry. I have to embarrass you a little bit because I met Shiv in my first ever trip to South Africa. We had a retreat. It was the month that COVID happened. I was introduced to him. I was new. He's a board member at JA Worldwide, Board of Governors. And we had a retreat in Johannesburg. And I happened to sit next to him in a van that was taking us from one part of the city to another. And people know him, right? He's successful. He's from a well-known family, from a respected business conglomerate. But I realized this posture of humility is what makes Shiv special. And I want you to remember this. So there's something about, by the way, humility doesn't mean pretending you're bad at something. Humility doesn't mean not having confidence. Humility means that if you've been given a gift, to appreciate that gift, to maximize your potential. So when we talk about the business of empowerment, it's about maximizing your potential. We see you as jewels that we've discovered in the landscape, and our job as an organization is to polish it and let it shine, like the sun shining in the lake, right? So I just want to share with you that at the end of the day, we see our success as something that might lead to any success for you. That's how we define ourselves. And this was a question, I think, Nick, you were on stage when the question was asked, right? The idea of, what does this mean? What does it mean to be a servant leader, right? Those were the words that you used. At the end of the day, we are in a time where everything is being redefined. The meaning of love is being redefined. The meaning of gender is being redefined. The meaning of giving back, the meaning of being in a community, the meaning of being conscientious, the meaning of being respectful. And the other thing that's being redefined for us is what it means to be successful. At the end of the day, we want you to acquire the skills. We want you to know what it takes to be a leader. It's not all about the skills. It's also about the will. You have to take the steps, right? But we want you to have as an end goal for yourself, walking a path of service, so that you can look back in your lives and you can see what you gained from the wisdom and the experience of somebody like Shiv Khemka, who came address us today, without whose vision and passion this organization would not have existed in India as it does today. So with that said, let me just say a huge thanks to you. I am over the moon, excited. It's the first time in 3 years we've interacted face-to-face on a regional level with our students. And I'm so glad this is the group that we get to do it with. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Savit, for those wise words. As you said, it's been around 4 years, approximately 4 years, that we've not had a physical event. So can I hear a cheer in the room for actually being present here to celebrate this event? Great. Now is the time for you to just sit back and relax and enjoy the cultural performances that we have prepared for you. They've been brought to you by the very talented Indian Revival Group, which is a premier dance ensemble of India, celebrating 70 years of an unbroken chain of existence since its inception in 1948. The group has represented the country many times abroad as an official cultural delegation. Recently, the group toured France and performed at the Festival of India in Morocco and Italy. The group also had the honor of performing at the First Command performance for the first Prime Minister as well as the first President of India at the Rashtrapati Bhavan and before many national and international leaders. So the first dance performance is titled Invocation to Ganesha. God Ganesha is invoked to seek his blessings for an auspicious beginning in India. He is the Vignaharta, a remover of all obstacles. This dance will be performed in the Bharatanatyam dance tradition that originated in the temples of South India 2000 years ago. Originally a temple dance for women, Bharatanatyam often is used to express Hindu religion stories and devotions. This dance is going to be performed today by the very talented Shri Suhail Bhan. Please give a whole big round of applause for Shri Suhail Bhan.
मूषिक वाहन मोदक हस्त नमस्ते
Nandi Vahana भूषण रूपमयं करगमरुग सा जय 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 सशिर विभूषण रूपमयं करगमरुग हस्ता प्रिय Wow, that was truly a beautiful performance. Wouldn't you all agree? Well, you would be overjoyed to know that this is just the beginning. We have prepared another dance performance for you titled Natraj, the cosmic dance of Shiva as the king and lord of dance who personifies the dance of creation, preservation and destruction. The dance depicts Lord Shiva in dhyan or meditation in Mount Kailash, followed by the dance of destruction, Pralay, when Lord Shiva performs Tandav, culminating in Lord Shiva's Anand Tandav, a joyous dance of celebration. This is performed in the Mayurbhanj Chow tradition of Orissa, a major dance form of India. The Chow dance is mainly performed during festivals in the region of Jharkhand, West Bengal and Orissa. In 2010, the Chow dance was inscribed in the UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. This dance is going to be performed by the very talented Sri Ram Hari. Please give them a whole big round of applause. Thank you, Shri Ram Hariji, for such a graceful performance. I'm hoping that everybody here is having a good time getting introduced to our Indian culture, such diverse and such a great culture that we have, and I'm hoping this is just the beginning for you all. And throughout the 3-day process, you get to know how much we appreciate and actually cherish our Indian culture. That is what you saw today. A big round of applause for actually appreciating such a culture that may have lost its roots coming through the years. Now, I knew that you'd be craving for some more, so we have another performance for you, which is the last performance for the day, which is titled, which is titled Tilana, a joyous dance of celebration in Bharatanatyam, where the technique of the dance form is showcased. A Tilana is a rhythmic piece in Carnatic music that is generally performed at the end of a concert and is widely used in the classical Indian dance performance. I would now like to again invite Shri Sohail Bhan to the stage for the final performance of the day.
धीं तनन उदन दानि उदन धीं तनन धीं तनन ततरतानि उदन धीं तनन धीं नत्र धीं तनन ततरतानि उदन धीं तनन धीं नत्र धीं तनन ततरतानि उदन धीं तनन
Thank you all for joining us today. We will now take a short break before we begin with the next session.